Way back in 2009, Barcelona and Chelsea were favourites to reach the final of the Champions League and go all the way. Barcelona were becoming a force to be reckoned with, Samuel Eto'o was in his prime, Lionel Messi was already wreaking havoc, Andres Iniesta and Xavi were in their prime. For Chelsea, Didier Drogba was their main man, while the likes of Frank Lampard, Essien, Ballack and Nicolas Anelka had been in top form throughout the campaign. The first leg of the semi-final took place at Camp Nou and ended in a goalless draw, so everything was on the line in the second leg at Stamford Bridge, where the Blues were expected to dominate. And this is where things get interesting. Before we get started, we want to share the sponsor of today's video. The OneFootball app is the ultimate football platform and is a must-have for every football fan, so that you can follow all of your favourite leagues, teams and players all the time right from your phone. You can be sure to turn on notifications for specific players to be instantly alerted when they score a goal or when they're involved in other breaking news. It is the best and easiest way to stay up to date with everything football. Click the link in the description down below to download the app right now. You won't regret it. Things were working out perfectly for Chelsea, who'd taken a lead in the 9th minute through a Essien goal. Under manager Guus Hiddink, Chelsea were used to playing a rather fearless brand of football, and in both legs of the tie against the Catalan giants, the English outfit were absolutely dominant. However, it was simply one of those nights where the referee ended up becoming the chief protagonist. Tom Øvrebø of Norway was definitely in some other mood and actually denied Chelsea 4 stonewall penalties. Yeah, you heard that right, 4. One was a very obvious handball by Gerard Piqué, where Øvrebø allowed play to continue. Naturally, Ballack was annoyed beyond measure and was screaming in the referee's face. However, the German's tantrum was not the biggest one of the night. Didier Drogba was manhandled throughout the night by Piqué and Eto'o. Eventually, the Ivorian legend was replaced by Belletti, as Chelsea looked to protect their slim lead. The legendary striker was so mad at the officiating during the encounter that he had to be pulled away by his teammates and coaching staff. In the dying embers of the game, Andres Iniesta scored a goal that levelled the tie and allowed Barca to go through to the finals on away goals. Following the conclusion of one of the most controversial games in Champions League history, Didier Drogba was visibly distraught, and after not being able to get in touch with the referee, turned to the television cameras and started shouting, "It's a disgrace. It's a f***ing disgrace." That rant was never going to go unpunished, and UEFA decided to take action. Drogba was fined and handed a 6-game ban. 13 years on, and Didier Drogba still hasn't forgotten that night in London. The former striker posted the event ahead of Chelsea's Champions League final against Manchester City and maintained that he still considered the events of that night a big disgrace. Luckily, Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel were able to win the game against Pep Guardiola's side, and even before that, Drogba led the Blues to their first ever Champions League win. They won that game against Bayern Munich, so you can say that Drogba eventually found himself in the promised land and ended his stellar playing career with almost every trophy at club level. Drogba was some player. For many years he terrorised defences in England and Europe. There was simply no one better than him at playing with his back to goal. During 2 spells at Chelsea, the Ivorian played 381 games, scored 164 goals and had 87 assists to his name. Last week, Drogba spoke about a brilliant interview he had with Jose Mourinho ahead of his move to Stamford Bridge. "I remember clearly Roman Abramovich asking me, 'Who do you want as the striker?' All the biggest names in Europe at that time, but I told him Drogba. He said, 'Who is he? Where is he playing?' Jose Mourinho knew who he wanted and simply didn't take no for an answer. Thankfully, Mr. Abramovich backed his special one, and Drogba was signed by Chelsea in a move that would shape the history of the London club. 4 titles, 4 FA Cups and a Champions League success is what Chelsea earned following Drogba's arrival. After leaving Chelsea though, Drogba became something of a journeyman, spending time in Turkey, China and the USA. In 2018 he retired from the game altogether, but since then we've never seen a striker as commanding as him at Chelsea. The Blues have struggled for a proper number 9 since then. Many have been signed only to struggle and walk away with broken dreams. Maybe one day we'll see a player similar to Drogba, but I for one wouldn't hold my breath.